Estamos no ar! Olha só, eu estou trazendo aqui uma entrevista mais do que especial. Pela primeira vez, um órgão de mídia brasileiro bateu um papo com exclusividade com o Steve Phelps, o novo comissário da NASCAR. E aí, vai até um esclarecimento. Comissário é aquela pessoa que realmente, neste momento, é que toma as principais decisões da NASCAR, da categoria norte-americana. Né? Não há qualquer tipo de envolvimento com comissário, como a gente conhece aqui no Brasil, comissário técnico, desportivo, não, nem nada. Ele era presidente até pouco tempo atrás, 2 meses, depois foi elevado a este novo cargo que a NASCAR impôs, e ele agora é realmente quem manda prender e manda soltar dentro da categoria. E ele conversou com a gente, obviamente, para falar sobre o Brasil. Ele esteve aqui recentemente em Interlagos, falou como foi a experiência e também da possibilidade de uma corrida da NASCAR Cup Series aqui em Interlagos. O repórter Carlos Costa e eu estivemos ali com ele. Fique ligado, assista porque está muito legal.
Well, I think if you think about the culture that Brazil has with motorsports and all those historic names that come with that, to me I was super excited to get down there and explore what the series that we have, NASCAR Brazil, for 3 years now, and Interlagos and the track itself obviously is epic, just an amazing track. But the entire experience was fantastic. Our whole team felt so welcome in Sao Paulo. It was. I'm not sure what I expected, but it exceeded my expectations for sure. I had the good fortune of doing a pace car ride on the track, and the elevation changes, and it was just spectacular. And then the enthusiasm and the passion that the Brazilian fans had for the racing that day, before the racing, during the racing, after the racing, it was just. It was loud, they were happy, just again, that passion coming through, it was fantastic.
And was it your first visit to a NASCAR series abroad as NASCAR commissioner?
It was my first as the commissioner to come to Brazil, and that was a very special moment for me. And some of the Brazilian fans, I'm not sure how, but knew who I was, and they couldn't have been more welcoming, and it was just a great experience.
And I'd like to ask you about the NASCAR driver development program as well, and the possibility of having a Brazilian driver racing here in the US.
Yeah, we are very keen on that happening. So, right now in our top series, we have a driver who is from Mexico, Daniel Suarez. That's a huge win for us, right? Or, not through our driver development program, but Shane Van Gisbergen, or SVG, him coming, he's New Zealand, he raced in Australia. Having drivers from around the world coming to participate with us in our 3 national series, but particularly our top series, like Daniel is doing and SVG is doing, we would love to have a Brazilian coming out of the NASCAR Brazil series come and race with us full time and compete for wins, compete for championships. So we are excited about that prospect. Mm-hmm. I was very impressed with a number of drivers that I saw, and just how quick they were in their skills, and we're excited about that happening in the future.
And you mentioned Mexico. We have, if I'm not wrong, 3 weeks from now, the Mexico race for NASCAR Cup Series. How excited are you for that event?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's the first time we've brought our Cup Series, kind of in the modern era, down to or outside of our own borders. We've done our Xfinity Series north of the border and in Mexico, but for us to take our top series to Mexico City, we're really excited about it. And it's a big stage for us, and we need to make sure we get it right. I think the Mexican fans will come and they will support us. And I think it's going to be a great show. Our drivers they're going to love the circuit down there, and maybe, who knows, we can have our drivers at some point come to Brazil and have a race at Sao Paulo.
I was going to ask you about this. Do you envision a Cup Series race at Interlagos maybe 2 years from now or something like that?
I'm not sure when we'll get to Brazil. I'd like to see that happen. You know, obviously we need all the stakeholders to band together and understand how important that would be, you know, for NASCAR overall and for this series overall. But I personally would be very excited about that.
And last question, apart from Motorsport, Interlagos, what did you like the most in Brazil? Food?
You know what, you know, on Saturday we did a lot to experience Sao Paulo, and that was kind of the directive that wanted to understand the culture of Brazil and Sao Paulo, and so we had a great time. We did open air markets. We went to Bar Samba. We had just went and experienced and ate for the first time feijoada, which was delicious. So it made us feel part of the community and the culture, and that's really what it was. But and we went to a very amazing restaurant called Dom. It was spectacular. So just the food, the culture, the people, we had a really good sense for Sao Paulo and for Brazil.
And to finish, Steve, if you want to send a message to NASCAR Brazilian fans from NASCAR, actually, what do you have to say?
I would say thank you for your hospitality. I had a glorious time in your country. I had a great time in Sao Paulo. I'm looking forward to coming back next year, and we're hoping to have you guys come to, in the future, come to the States and see our racing here, and hopefully be following a Brazilian driver coming here to our national series. So thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
E também conversamos com o vice-presidente internacional da NASCAR, o Chad Seigler, que você já conhece ele aqui, e a gente já entrevistou ele em outras oportunidades, falando sobre a NASCAR no Brasil também. Ele que lida com isso especificamente, ele toma conta das outras categorias da NASCAR fora dos Estados Unidos, bateu um papo e deu o status em que a categoria brasileira vive. Confere aí.
We had 2 race wins from Rubens Barrichello.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'd like you to talk about the names that are competing and, of course, the possibility of having a Brazilian driver in the US, as we had recently with Gabriel Casagrande.
Yeah, I mean, watching what Gabriel did when he came to Florida a few weeks ago, it really just goes to show you how talented the Brazilian drivers are, right? This is a guy that had never even been on an oval course, never been in a late model or
Yeah,
stock
that's
car.
quite quick, I would
Comes
say.
to the U.S., is fast from practice, wins a race, and that's one of the things why we were so Brazil was so appealing to us. We know the history of the drivers, and we know the driver development that's out of there. And I think where we view there's this huge opportunity, and I know a lot of people talk about what we've done in Mexico with Daniel Suarez. When we can do something similar to that in Brazil, it's going to help us. It's going to be a two-way street. It's one going to help make the Brazil series even more popular for drivers that can see that path to the U.S. if they want it. And then it's going to also make that Brazilian fan have someone to pull for in the U.S. So the driver development piece is critical for us in the future.
Perfect, thanks a lot.
Awesome.
E é isso aí, olha só. O Carlos Costa e eu, nós fizemos uma viagem lá para Charlotte, como você viu, e gravamos um material muito legal, muito bom. E você não perde por esperar. Para não perder tempo, fique ligado, se inscreva no nosso canal, ative as notificações para quando esses vídeos forem ao ar você não perder tempo, tá legal? Um grande abraço a todos, tchau, tchau!